Pulisic is guarding, Corey. Let's see if Minnesota takes advantage and tries to make him move laterally to test that ankle.
Morez Johnson Jr. will jump for the Illini. Dawson Garcia for the Gophers, and we're underway at the Barn, Minnesota basketball. Kai Patterson. Now Femi Odukale. Here's Garcia. He'll pop for three. Good start for the Gophers. Well, Garcia had a run going, 20 points or more in 7 straight games. Had a chance to make it 8, but missed a free throw late against Penn State. So he finished with 19 points and now a turnover. Here's Mitchell off the feed. Knocks it down.
How about Garcia in the open floor with the lead for Mitchell? Mitchell hasn't shot the ball necessarily extremely well all year, but coming off a 3-of-6 performance on the road in the win at Penn State.
Illinois has been turnover prone lately. Here's Yakachonis driving, and there is Ivisic cleaning it up. Well, so far, so good. Moving up and down the floor. 7-1, about 2:48.
And if you are Minnesota, yes, you want to run when the opportunity is there, Corey, but this is more the pace you want to play. You don't want the score to be in the 80s necessarily if you are the Gophers.
Boy, Odukale knocks down just his 9th made three. The Gophers are red hot for the three-point line tonight. Boswell in the paint, got Fox up. Smart play. Well, the Arizona transfer and free throws upcoming for Kylan Boswell.
Nice dribble penetration, and Morez Johnson was in the right position, but his hand was down. And then Garcia showing you he's a multifaceted player with the lead for Mitchell. Then Mitchell returns the favor. Odukale knocks it down. If you're Illinois, you will give him that shot all night.
Fox picking up the foul, his first, and Boswell at 79% at the line, knocks down the first of 2.
And this is an area during his time in Champaign has really improved. He only shot 58 free throws in over 1,500 minutes at Arizona. He's already more than doubled that here during his time at Illinois. So that just shows you he's able to get in the lane and take some contact.
Gophers play a slow pace, the fewest possessions of any Big Ten team per game. Odukale. Then Humrickhouse hands it off for Kai Patterson. Odukale got it back. We'll try again. That one's short. Parker Fox for the rebound. They'll go over the shoulder and a wild shot. And cleared by Johnson.
And you can see that Odukale, they were gapping him, essentially daring him to take that shot, playing the percentages.
Illinois, the best rebounding team in the country. Yakachonis, a near turnover. Here's Humrickhouse. For 3, no. Tipped around, loose on the floor. Yakachonis got it back, pulls up at the elbow, no. Another chance for Illinois.
He kept it alive. Now he's the recipient of the offensive rebounder. I love Morez Johnson. How hard he plays. This is a team that punishes you on the glass, plus 11 in rebounding margin. That's a guy that averages less than 18 minutes per ball game, and he leads a very aggressive Illinois offensive rebounding team in that area.
Rayfeld said during the game break he's a man-child. And now Mitchell throws it away. Could not connect with Garcia. Turnover Minnesota. Let's go back to this putback from Morez Johnson Jr.
And this comes after he kept the previous possession alive, tipping it to himself. Now the up, the under, and sending it in. The future is more than bright for Morez Johnson Jr.
You see the note right there. He's averaging 3 offensive rebounds per game. 4th best in the Big Ten, but number 1 amongst all freshmen in the conference. There's Humrickhouse. He has a mismatch size-wise against Mitchell. And now will lean in and patient and do the contact.
And Corey, Mitchell had it until he reached in.
There's Brad Underwood. Good numbers at Illinois against Minnesota, riding a 7-game winning streak. He's 8-2 overall against the Gophers, now in his 8th year in Champaign. And Will Riley, talented freshman, check in momentarily for Illinois as Humrickhouse knocks down the free throw.
Hasn't taken a lot, but this would be an area that you would expect to see a higher percentage from the foul line from Humrickhouse. He's only 65% on the year, and the foul line has been a big part of what Illinois has done they have outscored their opposition by +5 in games this year. Contrast to the difficulties for Minnesota. They're last in free throw percentage, and they're outscored an average of 2 times per ball game from the foul line.
5, Trey Edmonds checks in with the ball right now for the Gophers. Parker Fox comes out. Odukale again. Not shy tonight. So it's Minnesota with a 3-point show to begin play tonight. There's Yakachonis looking for an angle, and there is Odukale. Minnesota averaging as a team 5 blocks per game, second best. You see the note in the Big Ten. Odukale had Yakachonis beat back door if he kept on slashing to the basket. Here's Edmonds off the glass and missed it.
Boy, nice little 2-man game. Ivisic takes a tumble as he tries to get back.
Oswell helping him up to his feet as Hummerkaus along the baseline to Ivisic, and 2 more.
How about the pass from Hummerkaus? That's a very difficult pass, Corey, in close quarters. He didn't put it down around the knees. He put it up high. Nice job by Ivisic of diving when the opportunity presented itself.
So far, all of Minnesota points coming from the 3-point line. That's a 2 for Lakai Patterson. Raphael had that note, and his numbers stand out in Minnesota conference wins. How much better he has been slashing and scoring is Yakachonis. So we're not seeing too many threes. We're seeing this team, Illinois, so far slashing and going to the basket.
And they're playing the percentage in terms of defending the 3. Yeah, Odukale has shot it very well, but if you're Illinois, you're banking that the percentages start to catch up with it.
Illinois has attempted 8 shots, only 1 3 so far tonight. Patterson in the paint, shoots over Yakachonis.
And I think what you saw there with Ivisic, he just wasn't able to elevate. That's a shot he usually contests.
That's a good point. Ivisic, he'll fire for 3 and knocks it down. He looks good. Early on, a 34% 3-point shooter. How about this start? Both teams shooting high percentage. Mitchell against Riley. Mitchell. Illinois bench wanted to walk. Shot clock down to 6. It's Garcia. Garcia with 3 to shoot. Goes baseline. Challenges Ivisic. And here comes Riley. Oswell back to Riley, and we're tied at 16.
Oh, in the afterlife, the good Dr. Naismith is smiling. That is one of the oldest plays in this great game of basketball. Give and go.
Illinois is connected on each of his last 4 from the field. Garcia against Boswell. A double. Here's Odukale throwing it up. In traffic, it's Edmonds, and a whistle and a foul on the floor before the shot, and we will have our first timeout. What a start we have here at the Barn. Garcia and the Gophers against the Illini, all tied at 16. All tied at 16, 13:30 to go here in the opening half at the Barn. Welcome courtside, everybody, alongside Sean Morris. I'm Corey Probus. Thanks for joining us. While we wondered, okay, Minnesota plays at a slow pace. That's not happening. Illinois, known for three-pointer after three-pointer, and that's not happening.
Well, I'll tell you what, Minnesota came out especially firing well from behind the arc. Not necessarily their forte, especially against the team in Illinois, Corey, that came in second in the conference in terms of defending the three-point line, allowing only 30% from behind the arc. And the Golden Gophers 4 of 5 so far from deep. And one especially unusual suspect in Odukale, already 2 of 3, and Illinois has dominated points in the paint. 10-2 advantage to the Illini thus far.
The Gophers offensively this season are averaging. They have not been a good offense in the first half this year, averaging under 30 points per game in the first half. Second lowest amongst any major conference team. Already 16 points here. Approaching 8 minutes in. There's Riley up top. Got around Odukale. He'll fade away, high-arcing shot, no, but cleaning it up, there is Davis. And the first Illinois lead tonight. Good to see Drake Gibbs Lawhorn on the floor for the Illini. He was questionable. Number 2, he's been battling illness. Who hasn't on this Illinois team? Johnson poked at 3. Isaac Osima to Rigsby, trying to dunk it down, but denied at the rim by Davis.
Boy, how about the lift off the bench by Davis? A tip in one end, a rejection on the other.
Jonas got hit in the eye. Play on. Here's Riley lowering the shoulder on Odukale. Letting him play here tonight. And 2 more for the Illini. It's a 9-0 Illinois run. Minnesota hasn't scored in nearly 2.5 minutes. Odukale against Davis, kicks it out. Here's Patterson and a foul.
Jake Davis had a tip in on one end. How about this, going up at the 7? I think he got away with a little bit there on the wrist. Take a look right there. Got him on the wrist. But much like speeding, the official didn't see it. It did not happen.
This is the guy who drives about 25 on the highway. Pretty good.
Go around.
Yeah.
Crazy kids.
With the freshman Isaac Osima, the Euro and the spin off the glass. You like his game, don't you?
Very impressive. This is a guy that was a big-time scorer, to say the least, in high school. North of 3,000 points, but he has not forced anything and played with a great deal of composure. Impressive assist-turnover ratio, especially for a first-year player.
Boswell against Rigsby, jump stop, Pete Johnson. Against Garcia, goes right, goes left, missed it, tips around, no, Johnson got it back again at a foul. No give up in that guy, and Johnson doing work early tonight here at the barn, and that will take us to another timeout. Illinois with the ball, leading by 2 early in Minneapolis. Basketball on the Big Ten Network is brought to you by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Last time the Illini were here in the Twin Cities celebrating a Big Ten tournament championship with Terrence Shannon Jr. He now plays in town with the Timberwolves and probably be here tonight, but the Wolves are playing in a couple of hours at home against Portland. An exciting win against Wisconsin. Good memories for Brad Underwood back here in the Twin Cities. There's Riley ducking under, blocked by Odukale. Another second chance here. Here's another fine pass. Riley to Davis.
How about the savvy of Riley? Doesn't hang his head after the initial offering is rejected, stays with it, and then has the awareness to dump it off for Davis, who has provided a big lift on both ends for Illinois.
6 offensive rebounds for the Illini, averaging 14 per game, leading the Big Ten. Big reason why the Illini have a 4-point lead. Osima needs some help. Shot clock is down to 3. Rigsby coming off the big game against Penn State. And now Riley, he's been hot the last 3 games. Another Illinois player that dealt with illness not too long ago. Got sick pretty much at halftime against Michigan State. No look feed to Davis in the corner and fouled by Rigsby. 4th team foul on the Gophers. Ben Johnson in year number 4 at his alma mater. Look at that note, seeking 3rd straight home win against a ranked team for the first time since the 2020-21 season. Now Minnesota did lose last weekend here to Washington, unranked team. But Michigan, Oregon, and now another ranked foe, Illinois, in town. So looking for 3 straight wins at home against ranked teams. The first time in about 4+ years. Jonas for 3, no, and Garcia the rebound. It's 20% 3-point shooting for Jonas showing the last 7+ games.
Yeah, even though that part has struggled, he's still been a pretty good distributor of the ball. And people may be saying, hey, what's wrong with Jonas? Nothing. He's a first-year guy.
Ivicic with the block against Garcia.
Every guy hits a little bit of a wall. What was really unusual, Corey, was not how he's played recently, but the outstanding performance he put up in November and December. That's not something you're going to see from a lot of first-year guys, and Jonas is an impressive player, to say the least. And take a look at him attack the inside foot right there of the backpedaling defender, the freshman Osama, and he'll shoot a couple as a result.
This is the foul on number 0, Frank Mitchell. Now Yakachonis at the line, shooting 2. Yakachonis did not play against Penn State and USC, missed a couple of games with a left forearm injury, came back against Indiana. And that's really the last time that this Illinois team has been healthy and whole. What you say? It's been now 7+ games. It's still not there just yet. Visic, he's playing, battling a sore ankle. With Ballhorn, he's battled illness. Illinois expecting to have Trey White back tonight as the Gophers turn it over.
How about the hands by Ivisic there to deflect it?
Johnson underneath, and there's Mitchell with the block and a jump ball. Well, that looked like an easy dunk for Johnson, but there was Mitchell going up with the rejection, and the arrow will keep it with the Illini.
Watch the recovery here of Mitchell. Clean play, without question. Mitchell Corey was instrumental in a big road win for the Gophers at Iowa. Battled Owen Freeman, and most important, hit a couple foul shots when they needed him to, and there's a good contest by Mitchell.
Minnesota hasn't scored in nearly 2.5 minutes. Rigsby's trying to change it. No, missed with the left hand. Second chance points not there for Minnesota as Yakachonis. He's Riley. Ivisic, no look bounce to Johnson, and Mitchell again with good defense.
What Mitchell has provided a big spark. A couple of challenges, a block shot at the rim, because that was a beautifully designed set. Ivisic with good use of the bounce pass, but Mitchell up to the task.
That blistering start, Minnesota's cooled off. Garcia knocked down an early 3, not much since. Second in the Big Ten in scoring. Garcia, though, says Corey, shush.
And another savvy play there by Mitchell. On that spin move, Mitchell came over and got his hip into Ivisic, which limited his ability to actively contest that shot.
Boswell miss. There's Patterson. Slithering his way inside. A couple of straight buckets for the Gophers to make it a 2-point game. Well, Lakai Patterson, another guy from Minnesota, as this Minnesota team has won, played better. You're seeing improvement game after game from many of these new faces. Ivisic knocks down his second 3.
Honestly, Corey, I wasn't sure we'd see him at all today after that ankle turn that he had at Rutgers, and he has been outstanding. Perfect from the floor, can pass. A couple of deflections down here. I think the thing to keep an eye on is how many minutes can he play. Again, it's not just the ankle he's been battling, but also illness lately.
And he was not doing much at shoot-around today. He was on the floor doing some very light walkthroughs, things like that, but nothing in terms of running up and down 94 feet. Garcia with 3, and foul with just under 3 on the shot clock. It's the 3rd team foul on the lineup.
Frank Mitchell meets Morez Johnson at the apex, will go the other way, and then nice little dribble drive, you kick it. Ivisic says, my ankle feels just fine, thank you.
Now, later tonight, more basketball comes your way when the Wildcats meet the Huskies in the Pacific Northwest. The action tips off at 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific, only on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Take a look at the up-to-date standings of the Big Ten. Remember, the bottom 3 do not qualify for the Big Ten tournament. Illinois 7-6. UCLA has won 7 straight games. Wisconsin had a great road win today. Michigan State came back down 14 at home against Oregon and beat the Ducks in East Lansing.
And Corey, a really intriguing matchup between the two teams at the bottom of the left-hand column, taking place tomorrow on the Big Ten Network. Ohio State winners of 4 of the last 5, and Nebraska has won 3 straight after a losing skid.
Rutgers at Maryland also here on the Big Ten Network tomorrow. 2 great games. Top 9 get a bye. The tournament will take place in Indy. Shot clock down to 4. Patterson even sees it. Garcia with 3. With 2, he finds the numbers, and Shot clock violation. Well, out of a timeout, too.
A lot of stagnation right there. And good communication defensively. They need, that's a situation where I think Garcia needs to be a little bit more selfish and go and get the ball and understanding time and situation with the shot clock under 10.
Jonas to Davis.
Well, they've got a mismatch with Ivicic down there. Osman's doing everything he can.
Now they find him, and now he's got a double, two guards. Patterson with him. Ivicic and finds a teammate, Jonas. Brilliant passing once again. 8 assists now for the Illini, and 11 made field goals, 18 of 29 points coming in the paint. 7-point Illini lead. Grigsby leaves his feet. Patterson, good look up top for 3. Ivicic the rebound. His third rebound to go with 10 points.
2 assists as well for the big guy.
Boswell drives on Garcia, and a foul is called on Garcia. His first. Let's take a look at our assist of the game, fueled by Gatorade.
This is why on a double team, you don't turn your back to the floor, Corey. He turns and faces the pressure. If he turns his back, there's no way he's going to see Jonas diving.
Foul, by the way, in Minnesota, not Garcia. It's on Patterson. His first. Now Hummerkaus against Odukale, shoots over him and 2 more. And the Illini have its largest lead so far tonight. It's up to 9, a 7-0 run. Went back door, wasn't there, and now Odukale. A couple of early threes, lost it on the deck. Odukale has it, pile builds, and a jump ball. It'll stay with Minnesota.
How about the job by Ivicic on both ends of the floor? We've talked about statistically. This is a guy, again, Corey, we weren't sure we were going to see him. And he goes down on the floor to try to dig it out to get his team an extra possession.
And just watching the minimal work that he was able to do this morning, he would take some shots near the rim and would not even land on his left foot.
Right.
He'd shoot with his right foot and then land on his right foot. Patterson against Johnson, drew the contact, and an and 1 opportunity.
Well designed on that sideline out of bounds. Okay, you get Patterson going off the screen. You put Johnson in a situation where he has to try to defend without fouling, and Patterson did the smart thing against the larger player. He put his shoulder right in there, and rather than wait for the contact, he was the initiator.
Johnson, Brad Underwood has noted, as a freshman, a lot of talent. He has been foul prone at times, picked up just his first there. As Jake Davis comes out for the Illini, and Will Riley back in. Grigsby out for Minnesota. And Parker Fox returns. Illinois 3 of its last 3 from the field. Jonas to Johnson. Got it knocked out by Minnesota. Once he brought that ball down, then Odukale and Fox were in play defensively.
And Odukale didn't give the official a chance to call the foul. He didn't swipe down at it, Corey. He came at it with 2 hands to try to just grab it.
Jonas against Osima, 2 freshmen, and Osima stayed down defensively. Patterson on the push against Boswell. Hummerkaus from behind with a volleyball spike out of bounds.
And Hummerkaus with the block. But that play doesn't happen if Boswell doesn't do his job. He sprints back, Corey, which slows up Patterson enough. If he doesn't do his job, Hummerkaus can't do his.
Odukale in the paint, the fadeaway short. Boswell leans in, draws the contact this time at Austin. Osma picks up his second.
Osma does a pretty good job of moving his feet, but let's see if he breaks verticality. And he does, right there. If his arms maintain, you're entitled to that space all the way to the ceiling theoretically, but once you break verticality, pretty easy call for the official.
Osma picking up his second, he comes out. Boswell, his three-point numbers have fallen off. Hasn't attempted one yet tonight. Driving, attacking more. This is the front end of a 1-and-1. And Humberkaus threw that off the body of Patterson. Then one of our officials, it's Nate Harris, he tumbled off the elevated floor. And he seems to be okay. He'll stay with Illinois.
Humberkaus trying to keep it alive, and it was an awkward, but he stuck the landing. That's the most important thing.
Nate Harris, Earl Walton, Tim Comer.
You remember, Corey, when Bo Ryan was the coach at Wisconsin, especially for the first-year guys, they would practice falling off the floor.
They still do it. Yeah, Greg Gard will still have. So when Wisconsin comes here in early March, we'll see John Tonje do that as well. Designed out of the inbounds play. Boswell now with 4.
Right now, if you're Minnesota, even though he's being face guarded, the next shot has to come from Garcia. It just has to.
Cali, he's been the aggressor in this first half. 5 shots so far. Here's Riley, and he's fouled on the floor before the shot. And Riley back to the foul line for a 1-and-1. Tomorrow, don't miss a basketball doubleheader. First, as Sean mentioned, a couple of great games, Rutgers and Maryland. And Ohio State battles Nebraska. Coverage begins with the tip-off show at 11:30 a.m. Eastern, 8:30 Pacific, only on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Odukale to foul his first as Riley knocks down the first free throw. 70% at the line as Riley. He set a school freshman record for most points scored in a debut. 31 against Eastern Illinois. The reigning Big Ten Freshman of the Week. Twice he has won that honor. You see the numbers that he put up at Jersey Mike's Arena on Wednesday. Largest lead for the Illini. 10-point advantage. 4:10 to play.
I'll say it again. Dawson Garcia, they've got to figure out a way to get the ball. If not, he just has to go out there and demand it.
Patterson slips to Fox, and Fox with a three-point opportunity, and just drew the second foul too, Sean, on Johnson.
Good job right there of keeping the dribble alive, and then you isolate the big player who got caught in no man's land. You saw that, Corey. He wasn't sure whether to come up and aggressively defend. Parker Fox, with the experience, makes him pay.
Let's go back to Wednesday night in New Jersey. Tomislav Ivicic rolling the left ankle and down in immediate pain. This was early second half. He tried to come back out. It wasn't there. Questionable to play here tonight, but boy, he has been on the floor and playing great.
And you can see his confidence kind of continue to rise. He knocked down a couple of threes, 10 points, 2 assists, perfect from the floor. And you know, when we were at shoot-around today, Corey, you and I both thought it would be highly dubious if we would see him play at all. But Coach Brad Underwood was telling me how much the kid wanted to play. They were doing everything to try to get the swelling out, hyperbolic chambers, massaging. I sold my hyperbolic.
I was going to say, that sounds like your quarters.
Yeah.
In the Dakotas. As Parker Fox completes the three-point play. As Johnson Jr. picked up his second foul, he comes out. Ivicic back on the floor. The 199th meeting between the Gophers and the Illini. Humberkaus, good look for 3, and a smooth stroke.
And that was open because Ivicic cut hard, Corey. He cuts. Dawson Garcia had to try to take away the dive. As a result, with the fill behind, he's not able to get out and contest as effectively against Humberkaus.
Illinois has attempted 5 threes. They've made 3. They attempt about 30 per game. Attempted 42 not too long ago against Nebraska. Yakachonis, that was a nifty play. He wanted the whistle, didn't get it, and the Illini rolling up 12. And Ben Johnson will call a timeout. Use it or lose it timeout for the Gophers, and Yakachonis, some encouragement from Brad Underwood.
Now watch Ivisic here slip. And when he slips, Garcia gets caught in no man's land. He's not sure where to go. If Ivisic doesn't dive as hard as he does, that doesn't allow Hummerkaus to get the clean look, because if he kind of rolls through that cut, Garcia's going to be able to step with him, check him off to Fox, but because Ivisic dove, lack breakdown in communication, that allows Hummerkaus to fill in behind, and as a result, Garcia tardy on the closeout.
See the difference, wins and losses, three-point shooting in Big Ten play. Roughly 11 made. In conference wins, only 7, and a 10% swing in just percentage overall. And 3 of 5 tonight. We asked Ben Johnson today at the Minnesota shoot-around, hey, the numbers haven't been pretty yet. Illinois has been slumping, shooting the three. He's like, not buying it. He said, nope, we want to keep them off the three-point line as much as possible tonight. He said, everybody shoots well here. Garcia's fouled by Hummerkaus.
And I like that by Minnesota, Corey. They get the ball to Garcia on the left side of the floor. That's a strong hand. They vacate the post. They pull everyone to the right side. That allows Garcia to kind of isolate one-on-one to pull Hummerkaus away from the rim.
6th team foul, but Garcia fouled in the act of shooting, so 2 here. Hummerkaus picking up his first. Dawson Garcia, 9 20-point games in Big Ten play alone. He has 15 overall this season, more than any other player in the Big Ten. He accounts for almost 30% of Minnesota's points as a team. See much of Trey Gibbs-Lawhorn tonight. He was questionable because of illness. Haven't seen Trey White play. As Riley, a deep shot. No. Odukale could not corral it. Out of bounds. Minnesota basketball.
I would say that as I took a glance over at the bench, I do not think Coach Underwood was pleased with that shot selection by Will Riley.
Coming up at the half, we'll send it to Dave Revson, Raphael Davis, and Mike DeCourcy in our Chicago studios for the State Farm Time Report. UCLA blowing out Penn State earlier today. This one, still more basketball to come tonight. Patterson, Odukale, knocked down 2 threes, make it 3, and that's the most he's knocked down in any game this season. He has 3 made threes in his first half. Coming into this ball game tonight, he knocked down 8 total all year. 26%
on the season.
This match here, Ivisic against Patterson, and that was easy for Ivisic. He has 12.
Kai Patterson was the loneliest man in America right there as Ivisic was backing him down.
What could he do there? Kai Patterson 6'2", 202. Ivisic 7'1", almost 250. Okay with that shot?
It's a little early. That's a shot he can make, though.
Mitchell against Yakachonis.
Good job by Mitchell.
And a late whistle comes from across the floor. Boy, that was blown by Nate Harris, who was right in front of Ben Johnson when Tim Comer was just a couple of feet away from the play.
You had 2 officials on this side of the floor. You had the down official, which you can't see. And to your point, that call comes from the complete other side of the floor, and that's about as animated as you'll see Ben Johnson.
Yakachonis, chance at the foul line. Let's look at it one more time. You've got Earl Walton along the baseline.
Yeah, they just missed that one.
Yakachonis knocks down both. Yakachonis with 10. Ivicic with 12. Under a minute to play. Patterson tests that ankle of Ivicic and hits the fadeaway.
I like the recognition there. I'll tell you what, Ivicic moved pretty well laterally.
Patterson, the first gopher to double figures. He has 11. He's had a good first half. Riley sees an open lane and scores off the glass. And Illinois will take its use it or lose it timeout. The 26.3 to play until halftime. Well, some history today in the Big Ten. It was a great comeback win in East Lansing. Oregon was up 14 at halftime, but then Tom Izzo and Michigan State went on a huge run in the second half. Picked up Big Ten win number 353, tying Bob Knight all time.
I promise you, we are celebrating tonight!
Great reaction there is also on hand, honoring the 2000 National Championship team.
And on that 2000 National Championship team, you saw Jason Richardson, his dad, big part Jason Richardson of the career that Coach Tom Izzo has had. And you go back, he was really one of the first coaches in waiting, and the first couple of years did not go great in East Lansing. But I think that his production there speaks for itself, especially when you now come into the elevated company of one of the all-time great coaches, not just in the Big Ten, but all of college basketball, and Bob Knight.
Michigan winning at Indiana. First home game since Mike Woodson's announcement. What did you make of the announcement that came out of Bloomington that Mike Woodson will step down after the season?
I'm not surprised. I think the Illinois game, when Illinois went in there and really just kind of manhandled them, you could kind of start to see things coming. And I like the way that Indiana is handling what's not going to be necessarily an ideal situation. Mike Woodson's one of your all-time greats. You give him now a chance to go out with dignity while you continue to try to put the pieces in place to get your program, if you're Indiana, back where they want it to be.
Shot clock is off. 7 seconds. Patterson with 5. Baseline floater, no. Ivicic to Yakachonis, half court. Good if it goes. And that's the first 20 minutes from the barn. Illinois with an 11-point lead. The Illini
taking care of the basketball, an area they have struggled from time to time, especially in terms of turnover margin. And you throw in the fact that they've dominated the offensive window and been more judicious with their three-point offerings. That's why they're up double digits here on the road.
The 6 3-point attempts, fewest of any half so far this season, and the fewest that Illinois has had in a half on the road since 2021. Second chance points and points inside. That's how Illinois built this lead, and they go right back to it. And Morez Johnson Jr. is fouled.
They started the game playing the two bigs, Ivicic and Morez Johnson Jr. together, and here it kind of pays dividends. That's a very difficult pass to deliver in tight quarters, but Johnson able to catch and go up and through the contact.
Johnson 2 points, 3 rebounds in the first half. Knocks down the first. Let me ask you this about Illinois in the first half we saw from Brad Underwood. He's obviously seen, all right, this is a team that has so many weapons, but the offense hasn't been clicking. 3-point numbers are not pretty. So what we saw in the first half, how much was it trying to change things up or looking at the opposition and saying, okay, this is how we can take advantage in terms of personnel?
I think they've wanted to try to play the two bigs together for a while, and circumstances just haven't allowed them to do that. And then you throw in the fact that they haven't shot the ball extremely well. I think it was more of what they wanted to try to show with playing with the two bigs at the same time, something that they wanted to try to incorporate, but they just haven't done it. And illness so far has allowed them the opportunity to at least kind of sample that.
Like Mitchell, a quiet first half after knocking down an early 3, just the second attempt of the game. Illinois 14-2 this season when leading at halftime. Boswell against Fox. Now Johnson inside. Kick it out to Yakachonis for 3. And Yakachonis hit the deck, no whistle, and he knocks down his first 3 tonight.
Outstanding spacing, and you saw the white jerseys of the Golden Gophers in a scramble mode for the last 10 seconds before Yakachon is able to step into that three.
He's up to 13. Odukale pulls up to the elbow, yes. Odukale now with 11. Only averaging 6 per game. 11-point score last year in New Mexico State. Foul on the Gophers. It's on Odukale. Let's go back to Yakachonis.
How about the extra pass from Humrickhouse? Johnson kicks it out to him, and outstanding spacing. If Yakachonis is standing maybe a step closer to Humrickhouse, that shot may not have the opportunity to get up there, but because he was proper spacing away from the passer, no way the contest could get out there effectively.
This time, and loose on the floor, and a whistle and a foul. This is on Johnson. That's his third. And it is.
Yeah, the ball's on the floor. Watch number 21 in orange. Does a really good job of getting the inside position. He kind of got, well, he might have got hooked and held there a little bit.
Johnson picking up his third. He comes out. And Will Riley was magnificent in the first half. 8 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, no turnovers. Checks in. Odukale now up to 13. Jonas to Ivisic, down low, forced that one and turned it over. Trying to set up Boswell. Let's go back to this foul. 3 on Johnson.
Now watch right there. Yeah, I thought in live action, I thought he might have got held, and you know, Minnesota very fortunate right there, and Johnson's the one that came away with the foul. He was litigating his case, and he might have had one.
Key call that goes Minnesota's way. Mitchell, big shot here for the Gophers. Nope. Garcia tipped it back out to Fox. Patterson over Boswell. Now it's been Patterson, it's been Odukale so far for the offense in Minnesota. Back to within 10. And Dawson Garcia just 7 points so far tonight. Second chance points for the Gophers all night.
Yeah. Oh. Humrickhouse through the double team, and that hesitation.
I think they're going to change this call. The first whistle was in the same with Illinois, but it looked like Nate Harris and Tim Comer were about to change the call here. I don't think it was touched by Minnesota.
Yeah, that's a tough one to have go against you for Minnesota. But Humrickhouse.
Now Garcia picks up a foul, Sean. Sorry about that.
Yeah, a better pass, and that's a wide open three. Because he kind of got the 2 players from Minnesota in no man's land, and I think he panicked. I think he saw the play, and rather than make an easy pass, difficult pass, and Illinois fortunate to retain possession.
Foul on Garcia. Yakachonis at the line. Let's go to the foul that was called here. We were looking at the replay. Threw it off the backside of Fox. Jonas hasn't missed the line tonight. He's 6 out of 6. He's a game high 15. Odukale with the switch to Fox. One of the best in the Big Ten at doing that.
And Fox doing a really good job of setting the screen, waiting half a count to force the defender how he was going to defend it. They flattened it out. Nice delivery of the bounce pass, but it started with Fox setting a proper screen and Odukale waiting for it to develop.
He lives offensively around the rim. 61% field goal shooting percentage, 6th best in the Big Ten. Yakachonis, look out, here he goes. He's got 18, big second half. Eight alone here in the second half, up to 18 for the game. Odukale, Fox with a tip, and now Humrickhouse.
Riley is kind of slow getting up the floor in front of us here.
He's grabbing his nose, his mouth.
Couldn't tell if he was bleeding or not.
Riley coming out. You can see the Illinois bench almost like asking what happened.
Take a look, number 7. Yeah, and he just caught an inadvertent on the follow through there on the attempted tip by Parker Fox. Nothing malicious there. That doesn't make it hurt any less, but the intent was certainly not there.
He comes out, Dre Gibbs Lawhorn checks in. Limited minutes for Gibbs Lawhorn in the first half. He was questionable. He's been battling illness. Lost the ball, turned it over. And Gibbs Lawhorn with the reach and the foul. And that will take us to a timeout. Kasper Ziakachonis, he was hearing it from everybody. Are you hitting that freshman wall? Now the numbers have been down, but not tonight. Big night, big second half, and the Illini lead is up to 13. Just more than 4 minutes gone by here in the second half. Illinois with a 13-point lead. As we welcome you back courtside, everybody. Corey Provis alongside Sean Morris and Kasper Ziakachonis, right? We were talking about it before the break. Up and down season. The December that we saw was incredible. And yeah, he's going up against Big Ten teams, the freshman wall. Say what you want. He's putting on a show here tonight.
Well, he certainly is. And he's kind of playing at his own pace, and it's shown his ability to distribute and score. And to your point, Corey, look, every first-year player goes through this level of adjustment. That's not unusual. What is unusual is the impact he made right away, coming in from the first game on. And this is a guy that his career obviously is beyond bright in terms of the game of basketball. And if there is a wall, at least today, he's made his way through the Brandenburg gate.
Texas lottery pick. The reason why the Illini have the double-digit lead here in the second half. Garcia trying to get going. No, tip Odukale once, twice. Loose on the floor. Garcia got it back. Challenges Ivisic in a foul. That's the second foul on Ivisic.
But how about the job of Odukale keeping it alive? He wasn't able to get the initial offensive rebound, but if he's not in there battling and tipping it, keeping it alive, this doesn't allow, right there, he's not able to get the tip himself, but because he's active and keeps it alive, that allows Garcia to fill in behind and shoot a couple as a result.
So Garcia at the line, 2 of 2 at the line so far tonight. And Dawson Garcia had a 29-point game in Champaign last year. It was an Illinois win, 105-97. See the season numbers, second in the Big Ten in scoring. This is the second free throw. He has 8 points. Garcia for now picks up Riley. Ivisic against Odukale. Lost the ball, got it back. Ivisic spins baseline, and he came down. Travel. Boy, Femi Odukale, tough assignment. Good defense there. Number 11.
And if Ivisic, maybe he take a peek down to see where he was. If he turns and faces with an inside pivot, Odukale has to take off that armbar. That might have given him another opportunity to turn and face and maybe dribble drive, but that does not diminish the physicality put forth there by Odukale.
Patterson looking for an angle against Humberhouse, and Lakai Patterson. This Big Ten surge since January has continued now into February.
And a good job by Minnesota vacating the post, going 5 out. That allowed Patterson single coverage.
Riley on the attack, and smooth. He's got so many skills. Decorated young talent.
And how about, he's shown he can score, but how about today? 5 assists, no turnovers so far.
Garcia. Pass tipped. Patterson with 7. Drives on Riley. No. Change there for Illinois defensively. Riley more size. And Patterson that time down the floor. Callie went for the steal. And now Humberhouse way off. Long rebound. Odukale diving on the deck, but Humberhouse picked it up. Now Kachonis passed up to 3. He was hit hard and high. And He is on the ground.
Yeah, that was just a confluence of unfortunate events for Jonas. He was slipping when he tried to execute the 2-foot jump stop. Now watch, his momentum was already kind of taking him toward the floor, and then that's a play on the ball by Patterson. There's nothing malicious there. They're going to go and take a look at it. I think that's just a basketball play. His momentum was already kind of taking him forward. He looked like he tried to slip a little bit, or did slip a little bit on that 2-foot jump stop, and that doesn't, again, eliminate the fact he took a hard tumble. And kind of to pay off a little bit.
We're reviewing the last play for a potential upgrade.
With Jonas, don't forget he missed a couple games with injury in his own right. So he's not only battled kind of going through now the advanced scouting of the Big Ten, but also injury.
So the officials are taking a look, and while they do that, why don't we step aside here in the Twin Cities? Let's take a look at our Women's Sports Spotlight, sponsored by Allstate. Still to come tonight in prime time. Fox College Hoops, Juju Watkins, number 7 USC, takes on 8th-ranked Ohio State. Then tomorrow at 2 o'clock Eastern in FS1, Michigan against number 20 Michigan State. Then Monday night, back in prime time here on the Big Ten Network, you tune in for Iowa against Nebraska. Now, while we were away, the officials did look at the foul with Kaspers Jonas hitting the deck, and the original call stands. Kai Patterson was called for a common foul, and after looking at it for a bit, no upgrade to a flagrant. It remains a common foul on Patterson. Kai Patterson, 15 points to lead the Gophers, but you see the numbers on Jonas. 8 of his 18 here in the second half. Attempted 4 threes, made 2.
And you saw the 2 assists, no turnovers for Jonas.
Only 15 assists on 20 made field goals here tonight. It's Riley. Pass. It out. Humrick House lets it fly. And will Riley start to think about a possible triple-double for that guy? He's up to 10 points, 6 assists, and 6 rebounds. Illinois has quieted the barn. Shot clock down to 5. Garcia floating in the paint, missed it. Odukale, man, is he playing hard today?
Man, is he battling?
Foul trouble kept his minutes down. Eventually fouled out against Penn State earlier in the week. Odukale, his season high as a Gopher is 18. That happened against Iowa. Here's Riley, shoots over Garcia, missed it. Patterson against Jonas. Odukale, who had 3 threes in the first half. Now Patterson. Mitchell underneath. Got a decent jump, and Patterson adding to his night.
One of the few times in the last 15 minutes of clock time, Corey, that Minnesota has had the proper mix of ball and personnel movement, and they put the orange jerseys of Illinois in a scramble situation.
Turnover Illinois. Minnesota with numbers. Garcia for 3. That was off from the start. Minnesota's been around this 11, 10-point mark for most of the second half. A chance to drop the deficit into single digits there. Here's Boswell. Missed it. Mitchell for 3. Now 5 out of 13. They began the game knocking down the first 3 3-point attempts.
And that's the first attempt of any kind for Mitchell in a long time.
He's been in a shooting slump. Missed 7 games with ankle injury early in the year. Humrick House fouled underneath. So we'll step aside here in the second half. Minnesota already a couple of wins at home against ranked teams, trying to make a run here in the second half. Lakai Patterson, Femi Odukale doing work tonight, but still Illinois leads by 11. I'll experience the expanded Big Ten Conference like never before with Big Ten Plus. Stream thousands of non-televised live events across the Big Ten. Plus, enjoy next day game replays for every Big Ten game. Subscribe right now at BigTenPlus.com. Softball began this weekend. Baseball starts up next weekend. You can catch all of it on Big Ten Plus. Illinois with the ball up 11. The foul was on Minnesota's Isaac Osima, his third. It's the 15th foul on the Gophers. Riley spins on Odukale. Wow, went left, went right, spun back left, and Riley up to 12 points.
12 points, 7 assists, or 7 rebounds rather, 6 assists, no turnovers.
Top-ranked Canadian prospect and the highest-ranked recruit for Illinois since Dee Brown in 2002. Chose Illinois over 17 Power Conference programs, a 5-star recruit and then some.
How about this drive by Riley? And make sure you put your fabric softener in the rinse cycle. Feel the contact, spin away. And it was a small thing, but an important thing. He got his hip into him. He didn't use the arm to create the space, but once he got the defender on his hip, it was all the way in. Just an outstanding individual effort by Will Riley.
Gibbs Lawhorn picks up his third foul. He comes out. Illinois will bring in Trey White for the first time tonight. There's number 22, guarding Patterson right now. White did not play against Rutgers. He was sick. Odukale from the baseline, too strong. And that is out of bounds. Last touch by Riley. It'll stay with Minnesota. Brad Underwood said, all the years I've been coaching, I've never had a run like this of just illness. When you think you've conquered it, another guy is hit by it. And as he told us today, just his team hasn't been right physically in quite some time. So in the first 22 games this season, White, junior from Dallas, transfer from Louisville. And you can 13 rebound game against Nebraska.
Yeah, and you can tell by looking in his eyes, he doesn't feel well. He's just out there trying to battle.
Cali missed, but there was Osima going up. The freshman grabbing the rebound. Keep the ball on this end of the floor, and White has picked up a quick second foul. And Jake Davis will take his spot. So White in for truly seconds and picks up 2 fouls. Patterson with the left hand, no. Gophers have missed their last 5 from the field. Yakachonis, he spins now. My goodness, it was Riley and now it's Yakachonis. Just not settling for threes.
No, and they understood they had the numbers situation, and Yakachonis took it right at Garcia.
Ninth 20-point game this season for Yakachonis. Odukale the miss.
And Ivicic, because he gapped, that took away the interior feed to Garcia as an option for Okadawa.
And Gophers will call a timeout as Illinois attacking the basket time and time again. It was Riley, Yakachonis, back-to-back buckets. Largest lead tonight for the Illini at 17. So much talent.
And this is just an unbelievably smart and athletic play by Yakachonis, because his momentum is taking him completely to the other way, and the ability to play from the hips down to be able to spin and get to that strong hand. Well done by Yakachonis.
Let's take a look at the Illini's tournament resume. Our bracketologist in the studio tonight, Mike DeCourcy, right now has the Illini in as a number 6 seed. They've got 6 quad 1 wins and some great wins there, and still plenty of time to add to that, with plenty of conference action still to go for the Illini here in the back half of Big Ten play.
And not just quad one wins within the league. Don't forget they have a neutral site game coming up against Duke as well.
Yeah, that's coming up at the Garden. Illinois will take on red-hot UCLA. That'll be a great matchup on Tuesday night in Champaign. The Bruins blowing out Penn State earlier today. UCLA has won 7 straight. Michigan State comes to Champaign. Wisconsin won today. There's that non-conference game against Duke in New York. And then Iowa in late February. Illinois has won the last 7 matchups against Minnesota. Patterson, guarded by 2, Odukale. Knocks down his 4th 3, and his 18-point game matches the best he has done offensively as a Gopher at 18 against Iowa.
Again, I think it's important to point out, had 8 made threes all year prior to today.
And 4 out of 5 alone tonight. Yakachonis against Garcia, one-on-one. Spins on the senior and says, you know what? I want this matchup. He did not back down one bit. Garcia with the left hand.
Good play there by Garcia. It looked like he was going to pass it out. That froze Ivicic just enough to allow them to then turn and get over that right shoulder with the left hand.
Gophers haven't had a chance to really quiet Illinois down. Not too many stops in this end of the floor, and it doesn't dry up. It's been freshman and freshman. It's been Riley, it's been Yakachonis here, Sean, in the second half.
Man, that's a difficult shot. He goes into a physical defender and is able to create enough space with that little fan dribble. Riley has been tremendous.
Under 8 to play. Now it's Odukale and Yakachonis. Hummerkaus. Now this is Ivicic with 5 against Rigsby. And off the glass, Illinois found the mismatch.
And not just the mismatch, but how about the job by Ivicic? Once he did that inside pivot, that forearm of Rigsby had to come off. That allowed him then to, once he put the ball on the floor, Rigsby wasn't able to recover, and he was able to use the window.
Illini this half shooting 71% from the field. This half. An 18-point lead. Seeking win number 8 in league play. Davis for 3.
Another assist from Riley. And not just was it the right pass, it was in the right place. That's a difficult pass, cross court, and it hit Davis, where all he had to do was complete the play. He didn't have to move his hands to catch it and get it into a shooting position.
Jonas went for the steal. Numbers here for the Gophers. Patterson to Garcia. Rigsby corner pocket 3. And a whistle inside. And a foul. And that will take us to a timeout. Man, are we seeing a show tonight from some talented young Illinois freshmen.
I mean, Odukale is a very good defender. He's able to spin and get away, and then Yakachonis puts everything in his playbook on display. All Illinois here in the second 20.
Basketball on the Big Ten Network is brought to you by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And by DirecTV. Stream Big Ten basketball all season long on DirecTV without a satellite dish. Illinois shooting 73% from the field here in the second half. 76-55 lead. Will Riley, 14 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. Kaspars Yakachonis has tied his career high with 24, matching what he did against Wisconsin. And much of that, Sean, coming here in the second half.
and all of those first-year players, those two in particular, Yakachonis and Riley, yeah, they got 24 and 14, but how about this? Combined for 9 assists, 0 turnovers.
Riley approaching a triple-double. Illinois has a triple-double this season. Tylan Boswell had a triple-double against Chicago State. 18 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. Now, the last time that any Illinois player had a triple-double in a conference game, now playing the Chicago Bulls, Ayo Dosunmu. And it happened against Minnesota. 2020. Very floored. Couldn't see it happen again tonight. Riley for 3. My goodness. Illinois as good as they have gone offensively in a long time.
Now 8 of 13 from 3. So they have been far more judicious with their use of the three-point shot. This is a team, Corey, remember, they came in averaging 31 three-point attempts per ballgame.
Now, a performance like tonight also brings you back to Oregon. When Illinois went to the Pacific Northwest, you're like, all right, this is a team that, forget just the Big Ten, this could be one of the better teams in the country. The way that Illinois was clicking on offense. And it's been quiet, it's been a struggle, but not tonight. Davis to foul his first. Averaging 30 a game. He's 13 tonight, connecting on 8. As Patterson continues his good run of play up to 18 points.
One left, guys. Straight in. One.
You know, for Minnesota, this has kind of been, though, a recipe with how the Gophers have been winning lately. It's been Garcia getting his 19-20, but then 1, maybe 2, 3 other guys also into double figures. But Garcia with 12 tonight. But Illinois has just been so good. On this end of the floor, and that continues.
How about Riley understanding he squared up, faced Odukale, and then every other orange jersey vacated the lane. That gave him that wide open berth.
The line I've hit on its last 9 from the field. Good thing Ivisic did not fall off the elevated floor right there. That came close as he was saving that. That's the last thing that needs to happen to that young man. Riley, he checked time. And Brad Underwood just stays seated and says, yep, I'm going to walk this show, and the bench is loving it. And a foul. 4:49 to play.
I mean, the confidence, turn, face, and because he's shown the ability to drive, that's why the closeout contest wasn't maybe a half a step closer, because they have to be worried about Riley with the shot fake and the ability to get in the rim.
Riley has the last 8 for the Illini. Had a 24-point game against Ohio State in that second half comeback win in Champaign. 22 tonight. Shoots over Rigsby. And for a moment I thought the roll would go his way. Here's Garcia. Nice pass, Osima, maybe one extra pass. Garcia baseline jumper. Garcia now 4-14 from the field tonight.
I think he was surprised he was that open.
Ivisic from Humberkaus missed the bunny, but the putback is there. 16 and 10 for Ivisic. Minnesota three-point shooting now 6 of 18. And Jakučionis will slow things down. This is the only regular season meeting between these two programs. Riley, by the way, up to 9 rebounds. Ivisic with 2 more.
How about the deft ball handling by Ivisic? He turns, faces, he's shown the ability to deliver the bounce pass. There he's able to come, go off 2 feet, turn the corner, come under control, hit that very difficult little floater.
Odukale knocks down the jumper. I just can't think of a better performance that I've seen firsthand from any Big Ten team personally all year.
Well, they've taken care of the ball.
Yeah.
They've shared the ball. They've been able to get in the lane and score, which has allowed then the three-point shot to kind of come as this game has unfolded.
And look at the joy the young men in orange are showing and having tonight. Smiles about it for good reason. All this young talent, and Will Riley, 24, 9, and 7, and he might not be done. What a show we're seeing from Will Riley here tonight, the Ontario native, having a blast here at the Barn.
Dave Repson, Raphael Davis with you. Illinois, 13 of its last 15 from the field, up by 27. Wow.
And they had 48 points in the paint, dominating inside. And how about my guy, Will Riley, on triple-double watch? 24 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. Young fella is out there balling.
It has been a huge game for the freshman, for the Fighting Illini. Hey, don't forget, we got the duel in the D coming up next. Michigan and Michigan State on the ice. Let's send it back to Corey.
All right, Dave, thank you very much. Raphael, he loved Morris Johnson Jr. That was my guy in the pregame show, and now he's saying, well, Riley is my guy. Gotta pick one, right?
I don't think there's any statute of limitations as to for whom you can express affection and admiration.
Conference wins 20 or more points. Illinois atop that list with 3. Add to that here tonight, Riley. 25 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists.
No turnovers.
And no turnovers. Illinois as a team has turned it over 6 times. 5 of those have come here in the second half. And no give up there from Makai Patterson. Jakučionis with the foul, his first. Minnesota has yet to travel west, and that will change as the Gophers will have some time off. They will depart for Southern California on Friday. USC, then UCLA. And for USC, saw them last night. Hopefully Desmond Claude is back soon for the Trojans. A great player. He's missed the last 2 games with a bone bruise in his knee. Wesley Yates, the third, put up 30 last night. In the loss, though, at Purdue, Claude was great in the win in Champaign. Riley over Rigsby. And this is just one to remember tonight from Will Riley.
Well, Stephen Barta will appreciate this. Now Will Riley's just clowning.
And your phone will buzz here in about 5 seconds.
There's a delay with my phone.
Yeah. Western Union is on top of that here.
I heard we landed on the moon.
Riley up to 27 points.
And they're just isolating him, let him go. And boy, when the confidence is flowing, it certainly is. And it has flowed in a Niagara Falls way for that guy.
31, of course, in his debut, setting the freshman debut scoring record against Eastern Illinois. Illinois will empty the bench here a little bit. Jakučionis is coming out, and Riley will not have that chance to complete the triple-double tonight as he comes out to a nice hand, and plenty of Illinois fans that reside here in the Twin Cities. And they show their appreciation for the show they saw tonight from 2 outstanding young players. 27, 9, and 7. And not a single turnover. AJ Red on the floor right now. Kutcher on the floor for the Illini. Gary Booth. And Booth off the glass. In his first year with the Illini, Notre Dame transfer is on the board. Bounds, it'll stay with the Gophers, and a minute 9 to go in this one. Kai Patterson, he's going to come out for the Gophers, and he played well tonight. But that guy was better. Caleb Williams checks in for the Gophers, number 6. His 6th game of the season. He dealt with mono and missed a ton of time. There's Caden Betts. And Betts, his first bucket. Redshirt sophomore from Pueblo, Colorado. Caden Betts is down to 3. His 5th made 3 this season. And the shot clock is off. Illinois with an incredible night, shooting 63% from the field, season high in terms of field goal percentage in a game. 73% alone in the second half. And the Illini, Sean, impressively come to the barn. And they clobber Minnesota 95-74.
They set the tone with their ability to get in the lane and complete plays. And then what that did as the game unfolded, it allowed